Okay, started recording today. Hello, everybody. Today is the 13th of April, and we are going to get into our book, page 38. Are you a risk taker? In a world that's changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risk. Okay, this was Mark Zuckerberg that said that. What would you think about taking risks? Okay, here they say, imagine that you had a dream where you were standing on the edge of a precipice. What sort of dream would it be for you? An exciting one, a nightmare, an interesting one, which you might try to interpret? Which one, according to you? A, B, or C? Anna?
I think C.
You think C?
Yes.
And you, Gianmaria?
For me, it's a nightmare.
A nightmare, yeah. And Anto?
For me, it's a nightmare too.
Edo?
Edo, ce lo siamo perso?
Sì.
Non ti sentivo più.
An interesting one which
sì.
you might try to interpret.
And Myla?
Se ho capito la domanda.
I think you did.
The first one.
An exciting one, of course. On the edge of a precipice, as usual. And Chiara, could you speak, or do you prefer just because I say that you are not? No, you haven't got the microphone on. No, not yet.
What?
Okay, now you got it.
Ok.
Yes.
Mi
Okay.
senti?
Adesso sì, Chiara.
Okay, for me answer is a nightmare.
A nightmare. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So actually, this would say something about our attitude to risk. Of course, it cannot be just boxing in just one question. So let's see this listening. We are listening now to 6 people answering the question, are you a risk taker? Now, you have the first time that you listen to it, there are 6 people, so numbered from 1 to 6. You have just to tell me how many of the speakers consider themselves risk takers. Listen. Okay.
2.38. 1.
Yes, I think I am, or anyway, more than I used to be. I think my attitude to risk has changed as I've got older. For example, I'm more open to risking a change in appearance because I think I'm less self-conscious now. I often change hairstyles and colour, but when I was younger I had the same hairstyle for years and years. I also think I would take more risks travelling now because I'm more self-confident, so I'm pretty sure I could cope with any problems.
2. Yes, I'm definitely a risk taker. I take risks.
Non lo senti tu? Oh, ci picchia. Gli altri lo sentivano tutti?
Sì.
Io non benissimo. Mi sento un po' incasinato.
Beh, io ho silenziato qualcuno perché sentivo rumori di fondo.
Aiuto.
Adesso c'è Mala che ci sta sparando nelle orecchie i suoi suoni selvaggi. Lo rimetto, se... Niente, non va?
Ma so io però.
No, lo
Adesso
devi far partire.
No, ma Maila non lo sente, sta cercando di risistemare la sua,
Sì, 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 sì.
i suoi vari devices.
Strumenti di tortura.
è sparita proprio.
Sì, sì, perché prova a volte se levando il video, la telecamera, riesce a sentire
Per
meglio.
sentire, sì.
Ma la butta tutto e fatene uno fatto
Esatto.
bene.
Amore, o torno anche se torno a casa.
Ma
Lo so.
sotto, sulla freccetta dove c'è il
Prova un po',
microfono,
prof.
Sì,
in
Can you let,
alto,
can
sì.
you let
ci sono diverse opzioni, tipo seleziona un oratore. C'è la spunta cassa, cuffie, come
Ma
il
stai
sistema?
dicendo a me?
No,
O
a
a
Maila.
Maila? A Maila. Ah.
Sotto
Can
la
I
freccia in alto sul
read
microfono.
the question, please, Paola? Are you listen to 2.38? Listen to 6 people answering the.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Listen.
Prova un po', prof.
2.38.
Oh,
1.
ok.
Yes, I think I am. Or anyway, more than I used to be. I think my attitude to risk has changed as I've got older. For example, I'm more open to risking a change in appearance because I think I'm less self-conscious now. I often change hairstyles and colour, but when I was younger I had the same hairstyle for years and years. I also think I would take more risks travelling now because I'm more self-confident, so I'm pretty sure I could cope with any problems.
2.
Yes, I'm definitely a risk taker. I take risks to do things that I enjoy, like skiing or cycling in London, which is pretty dangerous. In fact, I think the element of risk probably makes them even more enjoyable. The only time I wouldn't take a risk would be if I couldn't see that I was going to get any pleasure from it. I wouldn't do something risky just for the sake of it.
3.
I'm the sort of person who likes to know exactly what I'm doing and when I'm doing it, so there's not much room for risk in my life. For me, risk means not being completely in control, and that can make me feel really nervous. For example, if I'm meeting a friend for dinner, I always make sure we have a table booked somewhere nice. I wouldn't risk just turning up and hoping that there was a table. And I never buy clothes online because I don't want to run the risk of them being the wrong size and having to send them back.
4.
I'm definitely not a risk taker. I might like to think that I am, as it seems exciting, but I'm not. I live in a suburb of London, and I'd never walk home on my own in the evening when it's dark, as that just seems like an unnecessary risk to take, and I'd never get into a taxi on my own at night. But on the other hand, I would love to do something like bungee jumping or paragliding, which other people would probably think is risky.
5.
I don't see myself as a risk taker. I've done a lot of mountain climbing, and everyone assumes because of this that I'm attracted to risk, but it isn't really true. In fact, when you're climbing high mountains, you're always trying to minimize the risk. The biggest risk I've ever taken in my life was a professional one. After 20 years in the same job, I left and set up my own company. And that's given me a lot more sleepless nights than climbing in the Andes or the Himalayas.
6.
I'm happy to take risks. I love driving fast. In fact, I bought myself a sports car when I had some money, and I got quite a few speeding tickets, though probably not as many as I deserved. I also take risks with money, like lending to people who probably won't pay me back, or spending all I have on something a bit unnecessary. Last year, I went on a balloon ride, and I was amazed that so many people said, "Ooh, I wouldn't do that." I loved it, and I'd happily do it again. It was fantastic.
Okay, so this is, of course, the first listening of this. for this first listening, I just ask you, I'm in the book, I just ask you, how many of the speakers consider themselves risk takers? What do you say? How many?
4.
4?
Yes, 4. Only 2, no risk.
For me, three. Even if the fifth has told that he doesn't like risk, but he loves to climb the mountains, and sometimes it can be considered by someone
but
very dangerous.
Yes, but the question is how many of the speakers consider themselves risk takers?
For me, 3.
Okay. 3 people see themselves as risk takers, 2 women and 1 man. Okay, now we have just read this. Okay, who says that some activities are enjoyable because they are a bit risky? Then, who thinks that his or her attitude to risk is different from what it was before? Who thinks that taking risks means losing control? Who think who had to pay some money because of his or her risky behavior? Who worries about his or her personal safety? And who does something which most people think of as very risky, but which he or she says is not? So now just put all the numbers, we listen to it again, and you put all the numbers in the little square here, okay, or on a piece of paper, wherever you wish.
.38 1. Yes, I think I am. Or anyway, more than I used to be. I think my attitude to risk has changed as I've got older. For example, I'm more open to risking a change in appearance because I think I'm less self-conscious now. I often change hairstyles and colour, but when I was younger I had the same hairstyle for years and years. I also think I would take more risks travelling now because I'm more self-confident, so I'm pretty sure I could cope with any problems.
2. Yes, I'm definitely a risk taker. I take risks to do things that I enjoy, like skiing or cycling in London, which is pretty dangerous. In fact, I think the element of risk probably makes them even more enjoyable. The only time I wouldn't take a risk would be if I couldn't see that I was going to get any pleasure from it. I wouldn't do something risky just for the sake of it.
3. I'm the sort of person who likes to know exactly what I'm doing and when I'm doing it, so there's not much room for risk in my life. For me, risk means not being completely in control, and that can make me feel really nervous. For example, if I'm meeting a friend for dinner, I always make sure we have a table booked somewhere nice. I wouldn't risk just turning up and hoping that there was a table. And I never buy clothes online because I don't want to run the risk of them being the wrong size and having to send them back.
4. I'm definitely not a risk taker. I might like to think that I am, as it seems exciting, but I'm not. I live in a suburb of London, and I'd never walk home on my own in the evening when it's dark, as that just seems like an unnecessary risk to take, and I'd never get into a taxi on my own at night. But on the other hand, I would love to do something like bungee jumping or paragliding, which other people would probably think is risky.
5. I don't see myself as a risk taker. I've done a lot of mountain climbing, and everyone assumes because of this that I'm attracted to risk, but it isn't really true. In fact, when you're climbing high mountains, you're always trying to minimize the risk. The biggest risk I've ever taken in my life was a professional one. After 20 years in the same job, I left and set up my own company. And that's given me a lot more sleepless nights than climbing in the Andes or the Himalayas.
6. I'm happy to take risks. I love driving fast. In fact, I bought myself a sports car when I had some money and I got quite a few speeding tickets, though probably not as many as I deserved. I also take risks with money, like lending to people who probably won't pay me back, or spending all I have on something a bit unnecessary. Last year, I went on a balloon ride and I was amazed that so many people said, "Ooh, I wouldn't do that." I loved it and I'd happily do it again. It was fantastic.
Very good. Okay, now let's see which are your answer.
The first one?
Yeah, so, okay,
For
who
me,
says, yes, Gian Maria, yes, tell me. Says
maybe
that
two people. The second people.
The second.
The second.
So
I
you
agree.
think number 2.
Mhm.
Speaker 2. Yes,
Mm.
good, good. What about 2? Thinks that his or her attitude to risk is different from what it was before.
First
Number
people.
Number
one.
Number one.
1. Speaker 1, yes. Thinks that taking risks means losing control. Speaker 3, Saimala.
Three.
Number 3.
Number 3.
It is,
Okay.
it is,
Yeah.
yes. Had to pay some money because of his or her risky behavior.
6.
Number 6.
6. Yes, you all agree. And who worries about his or personal safety? 5.
5.
5.
No, 4. 4. 4.
Ah, io ho messo 6, 4.
Pure io.
Ah,
Ah,
è quella
sei?
che dice che lei piace fare il paragliding e il jumping, però dice non esce la sera e non prende il taxi, da 4.
Sì, che c'ha pure prendere il taxi.
And who does something which most people think are very risky, but which he or she say is not?
È 5, perché è quello che dice che scala le montagne e dice lui dice io non trovo che sia una cosa pericolosa, cioè
non ci dare la traduzione, Anto, non c'è bisogno.
Però potresti darci proprio la versione inglese.
Yes, in English. Yeah. Don't worry, vuol dire che l'abbiamo capito tutti. Okay.
I can change my mind translate. I have to think in English.
Yeah.
Sorry, Edo, c'ha ragione.
C'ha ragione. You're so right. Yes,
Thank
you're
you very
right.
much.
Yeah, very. Okay, now here we have this page that I think you can see all of them with some situations regarding with some categories. You know, we got travel, sports and activities, appearance on the road, relationship, work and study, health and shopping. So now I give you a color. You see, we got pink and blue. So I give you a color. So Anna, Gianmaria and Antonella are pink. Edo, Chiara and Myla are blue. So it's like we have two teams, blue team and pink team. So pink team, when we start to do is start to make some question, one choosing any one of his own question, okay, to the other team. So Anna, that is pink, is start to do a question, a pink question to somebody that is blue, and then going by one. You choose one wherever. You tell me the subject, and I just enlarge where you are. Okay, Anna, tell me the subject. Travel, sport, activities, appearance on the road, relationship, work and study, health and shopping.
Relationship.
Relationship. Okay. Okay, so you are going to ask this to somebody of the blue team.
The blue. Do you think you would go? Who? Myla.
Myla.
Do you think you would go out with someone who was much older or much younger than you?
I don't think it's a problem. In general, the problem is search a man normal. Oh.
So,
no, don't think the problem. Bigger problem is the age.
Okay.
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 Very good. Very good. Okay, Gian Maria.
Blue.
I'm pink.
You're pink.
Pink.
Yes. So
Oh,
now,
Okay.
Gian Maria is pink. Yes.
Okay.
What do you choose as a subject? Work and
Okay.
studies.
On the road.
On the road.
Shopping.
Shopping. Okay. Shopping. Pink question. Who are you going to ask? Chiara, Ed or Maila?
Maila. No, sorry, Maila. Edo?
No, it's the same. Edo. Okay.
Edo. Do you ever buy things online? Have you ever had a bad experience?
Experience.
Experience? I'm
yes.
sorry.
Okay.
No. I had a good experience. Do you ever buy things online?
Yes.
Have you ever had a bad experience? Yes, I have. No, I haven't.
Good. Okay, the first one, yes, I have. The second one, no, I haven't. That's perfect. Okay, fine. That's good. Anto, you're pink, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to do the question to my friend Chiara about health.
Health.
Oh, okay.
Health, there's no pink one, so you can't. You can't. Sorry.
No, I can't.
It's just blue.
So, perché le vedo male.
Work and study.
To minimize, to let them
Mask the page.
Smaller.
Okay.
Okay. A little bit bigger, please. Sports and activities, please.
Okay.
Have you ever done something dramatically different? Oh, no, I don't think.
No.
Okay.
Sport and
activities. Okay. Have you ever done any dangerous sports or activities? Did you enjoy them? Would you do them again?
Okay, Chiara.
So, I like the risk in general. But about the sport, I think that I never done any dangerous sports. My bigger experience in general, it was when I took for the first time, when I travel for the first time with a helicopter. Helicopter very small, with open windows, to see come si chiamano? In Brazil, to see all the view upper the cascade. I don't remember.
Waterfalls.
Maybe, but it was not dangerous, but more
exciting.
Exciting, yes. And the other one, very exciting for me, it was my first travel with a ball in.
You mean an hot air balloon?
Balloon. I'm sorry, balloon in Cappadocia.
Oh, I see. Beautiful.
Beautiful, yes, but I don't think it's dangerous. You know, it's not for all people, but I think that it's very, very exciting.
It's very exciting. Okay, thank you so much. Now, Eduardo, you blue. What are you asking? Okay. Which subject and to who?
sport and activity.
Okay. Are you asking to who?
Anna Milano.
Anna.
Milano.
Milano.
Ah, il cognome.
It's too difficult. It's too difficult.
È meglio Anna Milano che il cognome.
Anna Milan.
Would you do a parachute jump or a bungee jump for charity?
For charity, Anna. It's a good cause.
Absolutely no.
Absolutely no. No way. We say no way at all. Okay. Chiara, what are you going to ask and to who?
I have to Gian Maria.
Mm-hmm.
And about travel.
Travel.
Do you normally take out insurance?
No, you have to ask a blue one.
Okay. If you are traveling somewhere, do you normally get to the station or airport with plenty of time or the last minute or at the last minute?
For my job, when I start, I was staying in airport on the last minute. But for holiday, because it's more fun, I'm not in the last minute with my parently in station on airport.
So that means that that your firm is going to take the risk, not you.
Yeah.
You don't care about your job, but okay. Remember, this is a recorded lesson.
Yeah.
Okay.
One time when stay for my job in Turkey. The people, the partner, change the airport to come back at home.
So did you lose
this? Yeah.
Did you lost the flight? Did you miss the flight?
Yes. I buy another ticket and come back at home.
I see. Okay, Myla.
I asked to Anto.
Mm-hmm.
May I? So on the road, Anto, do you drive a car or ride motorbike? Do you ever go really fast and break the speed limit?
Quando mai?
Non era Anto, però,
I drive a car. I never go fast, but if I am on the autostrada,
motorbike, motorway, sorry.
On the motorway. If I have the road free, if there are not a lot of cars, I go fast. Yeah, and always inside the speed limit, always. I never go out. And I have the motorbike. I used the motorbike when I was younger because I worked in the center of the city, and it was not possible to enter with the car. I only entered with the motorbike, so I used the motorbike. But after 1 week, I have taken the motorbike, I have gone down, and I've broken my feet. So
both your feet.
No, I'm sorry.
Your foot.
I broke my foot. My foot and legs. Then I have started again to go to when I have
when I was recovering.
When I recovered, I have taken a motorbike again. Anyway, I like to drive the car.
Okay, good.
Paola, just a question.
Tell me.
Motorways is singular, autostrada, or plural? Singular?
Motorway.
Motorway.
Yeah,
We
motorway,
don't-
motorway.
okay, okay.
Yes. Okay, so let's see
Which
what
is
else.
plural? Which is the plural? The plural
Motorways.
of
Motorway,
motorway.
motorways. No, yes, yes.
Okay.
Motorway.
Motorways,
Motorway,
yes.
With S.
Okay. This is Myla. Have you ever done something dramatically different to your appearance? For example, had a very different hairstyle or hair color, a tattoo or a piercing. How did you feel immediately afterward? And did you regret it later? I know the answer, but I wanted to express it.
Regard my hairstyle, I change very often. Every time I go to my hair,
hairdresser.
Dresser, yes. She changed me every time because I asked her, obviously.
Oh,
but I haven't any tattoo or piercing because I don't like, come si dice, the same thing for a long period.
Okay.
To have something on my body forever. I have the necessity to change. In fact, I change my hair 1 month.
Now, that is a very interesting point of view because, you know, actually to get a tattoo or a piercing here is considered as a dramatic change in your life. But if you change your point of view like Myla did, she said that actually to do something like a tattoo or a piercing means to do something that is definite. So actually it's a change, but just for a moment, because immediately after it becoming definite changing. So it's not a change, a real change anymore. So if you have the necessity of changing quite often your appearance, your ideas, your life, your style, etc., actually you don't have to do something so definite like a tattoo or a piercing, but something that you can remove and change. And that is a very interesting point of view. What is a changing and what actually is not a real change in life? What do you think about? Have you ever had some something that you think, some changes in your life and you think that probably you didn't want it just because it was too definite? Like, you know, moving from one town to another for goods. Are you all living in the same place where you have born, when you've been born? All of you?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
I have always lived in Rome. I have changed my home because when I have married, I have changed my home. But anyway, I have always
in Rome.
Yes.
So
anyway,
nobody's coming from another town.
No. Anyway, about piercing and about tattoo, I think that it is even not permanent tattoo that go away after 3 months, for example. And about piercing, you can take away the ring that. Just for example, if you put the piercing on the nose, you can take it away. You can take it away. It can be remain the wall, but it's so small.
No way.
No way.
For me,
I don't have no piercing and no tattoo because I hate them. But I am old, so probably I have never loved them. But I think that you can remove them. It is a very doloroso, come si dice?
Painful.
Painful to take away the tattoo. A permanent tattoo is very painful.
Even to make it to it's
quite.
Yeah,
I know. Especially if there are the colors.
Yeah, with the colors. They say that even depends on the place. Do you wear a tattoo? Anybody of you? Do you get a tattoo?
No.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who say yes? Chiara?
Yes, I have a tattoo and a piercing. I love a smile, the changement in general. I like to change, not about the age, for example, but in this case, I made a tattoo the first time 20 years ago when born my first son. It was such a sign for me.
Okay.
And with the second son, after 5 years, I would like to change the sign, and I made a piercing on my, come si dice?
I don't know where.
Non mi viene neanche in italiano.
Belly button, maybe?
Belly
the
button?
belly button? L'ombelico?
Yes.
The belly button.
Belly button.
Belly button.
Belly button. Okay, yes, there.
Okay, I imagine.
Only these two signs, because they represent my sons. But also the tattoo, I have a small tattoo on my caviglia.
Ankle.
Ankle, okay.
Yes.
That's all.
On
But
your ankle. What is it represented there?
I have a small elephant, because elephant is my favorite animals.
Okay.
Represented oriental travel in Asia, for example, because I love travel
to Asia.
To Asia, yes. But he also the symbol of Catania, that is the city of my husband. So I put all together this sign for me. It's very, and this elephant has
the trunk up. It's got the trunk up.
Yes, the trunk up, but also corona.
A crown.
A crown upper the head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, very nice. I've just bought 2 bags with elephants because I just bought 2 bags, one for me, one for my friend, with elephants, because they say that they are a very good sign. They give luck and prosperity. Let's see. Yeah, we do our best. Okay, let's get to finish with a bit of grammar. 0 and first conditional and future time clauses that we have at page 39 in the book. Now, trying to match the sentence halves. Okay, so with the numbers and the letters. Let's try. Okay, here I got, as usual, Anna.
Okay, if my dad finds out I've been
hitchhiking.
What finds out? What is a finds out?
If my dad finds out I've been hitchhiking,
Hitchhiking è
yes, is coming to know that. He knows that. He will know that.
No, I don't understand.
It finds out. Finds out.
Yes,
okay.
But what about hitchhiking?
One by one. Do you get finds out? Yes, all of you. To find out.
To find out? No, cos'è? Non so.
Something that was hidden and is revealed.
To discover.
Yes, to discover. Yeah.
Okay.
Hitchhiking is this. When you go on the road and you ask for a lift. It's hitchhiking.
Okay.
Okay.
Allora, I'm going to buy a car. Make sure you look right and then left. Okay, start looking for the match. Oddio, qual è? He'll be furious.
He'll be furious. He'll be furious. Yes, most probably. If my dad finds out, he'll be furious. Yeah, probably.
What does mean dad? Sorry.
Daddy. Father.
Daddy. Father.
Father. Yep. Okay, Anto.
Would you mind to take c'è una striscia grigia
Le faccine di
destra.
Paola.
No, la faccina, ok, la faccina di Paola. Bene, you have moved it out.
Okay.
When you are crossing the road in the UK, make sure you look right and then left.
I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Non ne frega niente.
Okay, Edo.
Number 3.
Yes, please.
As soon as I've passed my driving test. As soon as I have passed my driving test. Non appena possibile passerò il test.
No, as soon as I've passed my driving test.
Ho appena passato il test di guida.
Non appena,
No,
as soon as.
Ho appena, no,
No,
non appena passato.
non appena.
Non appena
passo.
passato.
Avrò
passato sarebbe.
Avrò passato sarebbe.
Dunque stava... sì, I'm going to buy a car.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Myla?
If it's still raining this afternoon, I won't be going to work. Non è che proprio c'ha senso, eh?
Se continua a piovere non vado a lavorare.
Non è un ragionamento comunque.
It depends
Bello.
if you are
È
probably
bellissimo.
working at the market.
È fantastico.
Non lo so.
Pensa
If you're
se nevica.
walking open air. If you're walking open air. Ok, Chiara.
Lasciamola lì.
Okay, number 5.
Yes.
Okay, when I book the flights, okay, we can start looking for hotels.
That's just right for you.
Yeah.
That's just right for you. Yes. Ok, Gianmaria.
If you don't ask her to pay your back, she has forgotten she borrowed it.
Okay, if you don't ask her to pay you back, she'll have forgotten she borrowed it.
Prof, borrow che era restituirteli.
No, è prendere in prestito.
Prestito.
No,
Prendere
è
in prestito.
prendere
Prendere
in
in prestito, è vero. E to lend è prestare invece.
Brava,
No.
brava. To lend è prestare, borrow è prendere in prestito.
Lend, L-A-N-D?
Yes, ma è irregolare e al passato fa lent, lent.
Ok.
Borrow invece è regolare, borrowed, borrowed. Ok, Anna, 7.
If I'm not feeling better tomorrow,
Questo.
I won't be going to work.
Magari.
Metterei questo.
Quindi questa è G, quindi la mia è G.
We are calling off. La tua era...
È G.
It's still raining.
È G perché l'altra è con la dieta dopo che
Calling off sarebbe tipo...
Posticipare.
Ok.
Ma non era
ok.
put off, posticipare?
Calling off, put off, calling off, or cancel and postpone.
Ok.
Calling off the match.
Quindi
Va
G.
bene.
Ok, and last one,
Quindi,
Gianmaria.
if you carry on with the diet, you have lost 10 kilos by Christmas.
Yes.
Ma la 7 is G.
7. 7, no.
H.
7 is H, and
4
is G.
G.
Actually, it doesn't make so much sense that you are not going to work if it's raining. You say that it would be nice, but actually it's not. I mean, it would be nice, but actually it is not real. Okay.
Yeah, calling off the match.
Yes, calling off the match.
Which match? La meeting?
No, match, like I think it's a sport match, something that is considered to be open air. So that's why it's connected with the rain, because probably it's an open air match, a tennis match or a football match, any other that is open air. Yes. Okay, so look at the highlighted verbs. In first conditional sentences and future time clauses, what form can you see after if, when, and in the main clause? So these are all conditional 0 and 1. And so let me put it again, sorry. I still have, okay, 0, far, and future time. So you see all the sentences that we have done together, those one, I put it, all of them. You see, if my dad finds out I've been hitchhiking, sorry, he'll be furious. How is form? Here we have a present simple.
It's the first conditional question.
And then the future, yes. And this is the first conditional. When you're crossing the road in the UK, make sure you look right and then left.
Zero conditional.
A zero conditional that we always use the present or the present continuous in both part of the sentence. As soon as I've passed my driving test, I'm going to buy a car. This is not a conditional. No. This is not, and so on. So we see that, and then we have some future clauses. Which are the future clauses here? Can you see them? For example, as soon as is a future clause, non appena. That is something that is going to happen in the future. And that is why it's considered a future clause.
Ma perché c'è il passato dopo?
Perché non appena avrò passato, avrò passato.
E qua...
perché è inglese, non è italiano. Okay. E si traduce così. In italiano è così. In italiano poi è complessissimo, perché metti non appena avrò e passato, metti un futuro e un passato insieme, è complessissimo. Qua invece in effetti non appena passai il mio driving test, I'm going to buy a car. Ok, ma quello che ci interessa adesso a noi è riconoscere le future clause e poi vediamo come sono formati i tempi.
Can you translate clause for me?
Clause è proprio una parte di frase. Clause è... io non te la vorrei tradurre, perché se la traduci come grammaticalmente ha un significato diverso, no? E adesso ti dico anche perché.
No, con una frase, non con una parola sola, con una frase piuttosto lunga.
Ok, so for example, sorry, I was just putting there. Okay, for example here, as soon as I pass my driving test, as soon as is the future clause. That is the clause that is showing you something that will happen in the future. Okay, I let you have another example.
Yes.
Of a future clause. Find out another future clause.
Find out.
Maybe 5.
Anche when. No?
When I book the flights.
Oh, okay. Actually, if, when, etc., they are even a future clause. But let me.
If you carry on with diet.
Okay. when was the right one. You see, as soon as is a future time clause. When is a clause, because in this case, send me a message when your train's coming into the station. That this when is referred to something that has to be happen in the future. Here, I'm not going to buy a new model until the price has gone down a bit. Is something
Until
that
it's
is
closed.
until is the clause, is the future clause. Until. That can be one word or two words or three words, it depends. But the clause, la clausola, because you know, if you translate in Italian is la clausola, but we think of something regarding law when you speak about la clausola, leggi, regole. Actually is related to rules that are grammar rules. But in Italian, we don't have the same word clause with the perfect translation for grammar. La clausoletta, la clausola, no, non lo diciamo noi in grammatica.
Okay, the
La
red
formula,
writing. Okay,
forse.
the red writing.
No, it's different. It's different. Okay, and then you see, I'm not going to work overtime this weekend unless I get paid for it. So unless, let us understand that I will do something in the future, just if, and so on, unless. In case is another future clause. So all these clauses, they let us understand that we are talking about the future. In fact, here they say, when you're talking about the future, use a present tense after these expressions. As soon as, when, until, unless, before, after, and in case. This can be any present form, present continuous, or present perfect. Quello che vi vuole far capire è che anche se voi esprimete in inglese una frase al presente o al present continuous o al present perfect, come dicevi prima Anna, perché usa quello, ma uso la future clause che può essere as soon as, when, until, eccetera, vuol dire che io sto esprimendo un qualcosa che riguarda il futuro. Per cui noi deduciamo che è futuro non dal verbo, ma dalla future clause. Questo è il perché che risponde anche alla domanda che aveva appena fatto Anna, perché in italiano invece questo ovviamente non accade, ma ricordatevi sempre l'italiano è lingua chiara e l'inglese è denominato lingua oscura.
Però scusami, tu dopo qui, model until the price has gone down, quindi non è presente. Sì, certo, è andato, sì, has gone down.
Sì,
sì, è presente, sì. Non è had.
Certo.
2.41.
Leggiamolo insieme.
I'll be ready as soon as I've had a cup of coffee.
Quando? Prima, dopo aver preso una tazza di caffè, per cui dopo, no?
Non appena avrò bevuto il caffè.
Send me a message when your train's coming into the station.
Quando mi mandi un messaggio, come arrivi alla stazione, per cui vuol dire che non ci sei ancora arrivato.
I'm not going to buy the new model until the price has gone down a bit.
Quando la compro? Quando il prezzo scende. Adesso non è sceso ancora.
I'm not going to work overtime this weekend unless I get paid for it.
Ok? Quando è che faccio extra time? Finché non mi pagano. Quando mi pagheranno, allora lo farò, diciamo in italiano, no?
Take your umbrella in case it's raining when you leave work.
E quando è che devi prendere l'ombrello? Se piove. Se piove, quando andrai via. Per cui quello che è importante da capire è che al di là di tutte le forme verbali che noi andiamo a studiare, dovete sempre prestare molta attenzione anche alle varie particelle che formano la frase, perché chiaramente il senso temporale della frase non è dato esclusivamente dai verbi, ma anche da queste particelle. E questo vuol dire che noi possiamo esprimere questi verbi al futuro in molti modi vari. Ed è per questo che non riusciamo a fare il parallelo italiano-inglese quando parliamo di grammatica. Questo è un discorso che io posso fare a voi perché avete già una conoscenza delle strutture sia grammaticali che proprio linguistiche abbastanza approfondita a questo punto, per cui riuscite a capire questo discorso. Certo, a una persona che inizia, se gli facciamo un discorso simile, gli piglia un colpo, perché
Paola,
dice...
scusa.
Dimmi.
Usando queste parole, io posso usare la frase anche con il verbo in futuro, per esempio, I'm not going to work overtime this weekend unless they'll pay me.
Unless they pay me.
They will pay me. Quindi con
yes, because questo è solo che è il passivo. This is passive. I get paid for it o they pay for it è la stessa cosa, e questo è ancora a livello più avanzato perché il passivo no, si fa, lo faremo anche adesso, però è esattamente la stessa cosa, non ha importanza, le frasi possono essere tutte fatte sia in forma attiva che in forma passiva, spostando il soggetto della frase, perché quello che tu hai fatto in pratica, I get paid for it o they will pay for it, è la stessa cosa. Non mi interessa come è formata la frase, ma è il senso, perché quella unless gli dà il senso della frase. Questo è importante per chi fa l'esame del B2, perché sono tutte quelle piccole parole, le clause appunto, che ci danno il significato della frase. Quando io posso avere una frase formata in moltissimi modi grammaticali, ma questa singola parolina mi può cambiare il significato, per cui a volte sono più importanti, è più importante capire queste parole che altri sostantivi che non ci cambiano l'idea di base della frase. Adesso questo è un discorso un po' difficile da capire senza esempi, però ad esempio Antonella, che ha fatto degli esercizi dove ci sono queste clausole che tu devi andare a mettere tu, si sta rendendo conto di quello che dico. Poi lo faremo insieme anche noi. Comunque, vedete? We use in case, ecco, when you're talking about the future, okay, this can be any present form, for example, present simple, present continuous, or present perfect. We use in case when we do something in order to be ready for future situation or problems. Compare the use of if and in case, che è diverso, eh? I'll take an umbrella if it rains. That means I won't take an umbrella if it doesn't rain. I'll take an umbrella in case it rains. I'll take an umbrella anyway, because it might rain. Ok? Questa è la differenza con if, è importante anche avere questo. Perché io l'ho fatto prima? Perché quando noi andiamo a fare adesso, a studiare la prossima volta il condizionale, avendo la conoscenza di queste future clause che vengono inserite come un extra, non sono di fatto un extra, ma sono quelle che ci fanno capire meglio il senso di una frase, perché noi andiamo sempre a fare questo benedetto parallelo con l'italiano che ci distrugge a volte, come in questo caso, e dobbiamo smetterla.
Quindi in caso che noi abbiamo queste parole, noi il condizionale non lo useremo, dobbiamo usare sempre solo il presente.
No, tu lo utilizzi il condizionale, ma lo devi utilizzare nel modo corretto. Devi capirle, devi capire che sono il fulcro della frase. Ora quando facciamo la prossima volta, guardate, aspettate che torno. No, anche qui. Vedete? Andremo la prossima volta a fare zero and first conditionals. Considerate che il zero conditional non vi darà niente di nuovo perché voi lo utilizzate continuamente da sempre, solo che adesso gli diamo anche un nome. Infatti, perché si chiama zero? Perché è stato aggiunto come definizione, non come verbo c'è sempre stato, però essendo tutto al presente non veniva catalogato come un verbo diverso dal presente. Però in effetti c'è sempre questo if che ci fa pensare ai condizionali, per cui è stato detto, dice, ma forse anche questo fa parte dei condizionali, ma ne abbiamo già 1, 2, 3 che andiamo a fare? No, 0. Ci è stato messo.
Non certo il 4.
Non certo il 4, perché quello vanno in ordine, diciamo, di difficoltà e di complessità, e questo è ovviamente il più semplice. E poi andremo a vedere di nuovo, l'abbiamo già fatti, ma per cui lo andremo a vedere molto velocemente questo, lo zero conditional è più che ok, so see you next Friday. I hope all of you, and I hope you next Friday. Yes. Yes.
Magari mandaci degli esercizi su questo.
Also for Thursday.
And Thursday you can. Dovremmo aver risolto anche tutti i problemi di connessione al centro, perché ieri abbiamo messo un altro modem, per cui dovrebbe funzionare alla perfezione, però stamattina. Speriamo bene.
Intermediate course, or is this intermediate course?
This is in upper intermediate. Upper intermediate.
Intermediate. Can we speak in just in English?
Of course. Don't ask me.
Yes. No, I asked to the company.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Sure, we will.
Please.
Okay. Thank you.
Much better for us.
Much better for everybody. Yes.
For me,
everybody.
sorry.
For me too.
I think so. I hope.
Yes. Okay, people. I see you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.